he wants to run with the fact that we're Mexican citizens. We're really not. But in his mind, we are. But in on paper, I guess we are, right? But we are from Mexicali, but it's super obvious that we're not. It's super obvious that we're fucking pochos, and my mom is the only real Mexican carrying this fucking Mexican division of assembled teams that we got over here. You know what I mean?
Mad Max was the turnout of my lifestyle. Smoking green, blowing white clouds to build the blue skies. Conversating with the gods by my wildflower, to let them know that it's the gods hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower, to let them know that it's the gods hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower, to let them know that it's the gods hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower, to let them know that it's the gods hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Walk through the sands of times like Gara. On the other side of that gad is karma. You wet Prada, the devil like inside your box now. While the angels fly over my headstone.
We are back with another episode of the God's Hour podcast with your boy Big Stripavelli, back in the place to be, La America Superior, Palace 81 Studios. We are live in effect, live and direct. It's your boy Mr. Nine Times. As you can see, we're not in Palace 81 Studios. We're somewhere. I gotta name this place, but fucking let's just call it La Ciudad for fucking right now, because I am in Mexico. Didn't I fucking explain that last fucking episode? I don't know. It doesn't matter. The echo over here is fucking crazy, bruh. Crazy as fuck, but it doesn't matter to me. I don't want to be too loud because it's midnight over here. We're an hour ahead of everybody. So I guess today's mathematics is still the mathematics of yesterday or your guys's today. But here we're an hour ahead, so I guess it is Tuesday, May 26, 2026, which means it is wisdom and equality all being born to build and destroy. The more we could use our wisdom to be fair with our cipher and the people and places and things around us, the better we could build upon positivity. So never forget that. You're going to use your wisdom, your wise words, your wise actions to bring about fairness or equality so that you could build upon peace. Or you can choose to decide to use your wise words and your wise actions to bring equality, to destroy negativity. I mean, I don't see a reason in destroying positivity and building upon negativity, but that's something you would have to watch out for. Like, you unknowingly use your wisdom to try to bring about fairness, and then you get the opposite of what you intended to. Remember, you always gotta be conscious of the fact of how you use your wisdom and how that affects other people. Because you want to build upon positivity through your fairness and not negativity. Peace. Today's drip check. I didn't want to do a drip check, but I only brought my Vomero 5s. So I plan on doing another episode like before I leave, but we're going to be here 7 days. So I might actually do 2 more episodes. I did want to have like a new outfit every at least new shoes every. I mean, I'm not a stinky fuck. Like, I pack my bags for clothes and all that shit, but I mean, I wanted to bring like my kicks and stuff, but I already know how it goes down. Like, I think, what is it? Oh no, when we went to Mexicali, we drove there, so it was like I was able to bring my shoes, but you know, we flew over here, so there was no way I was gonna have any of my Jordans or fucking any of that other shit that I like to wear in my luggage. What is it? Being over here, man, Mexico City is fucking crazy, bro. We're like literally in like the Mexican New York, which I think I said this on the last episode, but I went to New York when I was 14, and that was a life-changing experience in and of itself, just the experience I had there with my school. But what is it? It was just super fast. I'm like, fuck, these fuckers are moving fast. It's real aggressive and shit like that. It's the same thing here. People are like riding like bikes more than, it's like kind of, it's pretty much like on the street. It's so busy that all they really see is like paramedics, fucking police, motorcycles, and taxis. You know, if you got a car, if you got your own car out here, then you're like balling. You know what I mean? It's just same thing with like New York. New York is very like, it's the same type of shit, which I think is like funny as fuck. You know. So where do I start? So right after I completed the last episode of the God's Hour, literally like I haven't even like finished editing. Like I just imported the footage onto my computer, and then I fucking didn't even have everything like my clothes ready, so I had them drying, folded everything, and then I came through. What is it? I came through. I finished packing my bags, and then we left. We went to LAX, and this time around it was really like different. I like that. I like having different experiences for different trips. So basically, we didn't have anyone take us or like anything like that. We went in our car, got a shuttle from the I don't want to say where we stayed, but it was close by the airport, and then they basically shuttle you to fucking the airport. And it was like, honestly, it was really cool. Like, I'm glad. I was super mad about like my pops wanting to be there like 3 hours earlier, but it worked out because he wanted to leave like at 3:30. We left at 4. We pretty much got to LAX at 5. By the time we got the shuttle and all that, I think it was like 5:20. By the time we checked in and actually, what is it? Got to our terminal, it was 6:00. And then honestly, bro, it was crazy because Mr. Cartoon fucking has like this thing. Like they have like his own like Mr. Cartoon We Love LA, some shit like that. It's like on the Pokemon shit, the Pokestop. It's a Pokestop. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like, you know, this is fly. And they're like extending LAX, like they're reconstructing it or some bullshit like that, or building like a new terminal, or they're doing some sort of construction. So we got fucking Aeromexico, which we were like all the way at the fucking end, bro. Like we were walking and walking. We walked so much that my back was hurting. And that was another thing too, was like, you know, I need to check. I don't know if I've talked about this on the last episode. I don't even remember. Today has been fucking hectic. But my back's hurting. I scheduled a fucking appointment at the doctor. They didn't want to take the video call because I was driving, and I have to call him in person. So just walking around, just walking to the terminal, and don't get me wrong, that shit was a walk. Like that shit was, you know what I mean? It was a walk. That shit was like fucking, it was far, and my back was hurting, and I was like, dude, this is fucking bullshit. And I stayed up the whole night. I didn't even go to sleep. So on the plane, I'm like, what is it? Oh, no. Hold on. Don't let me get ahead of myself. So I was hungry and shit, but I was like, I want to eat clean. I don't want to eat like shit, because I know when I'm on vacation and stuff, I can only eat I don't have a big selection. Thank God we're like in Mexico where we know our dishes. So I'm like, okay, I could just get a fucking, you know, plate of chicken or some shit like that. Something that's like, I won't be eating. Like, where the fuck was I where I was eating like red meat like every day, and it was so bad? I don't even remember. I think we're in Mexicali. They don't really got chicken like that. So unless you go to like Walmart's or something like that, which we didn't do. So yeah, literally I was having like asada every day until we had my tia, excuse me, my grandmother's, her funeral, they had a taquero, and so we had like a bunch of chicken. So I was just eating chicken and shit. Um, at that point. But besides that, whenever I go to Mexicali, it's kind of like like eating like red meat and carne asada, and it's just fucking, it's lame. Like, like I feel like shit. I don't want to feel like shit. It whenever I eat red meat, it just makes me feel like just not good. You know what I mean? I don't feel good at all. Like in my body. I gained a little bit. Or actually, not that I gained more weight, but I lost a little bit from that trip. So like from a month ago, I think I went up to 447, and yesterday I weighed myself at 443. I do not want to go home and be 447 again, So honestly, like I'm just trying to change it up. Like I could fast, but that shit's obviously not working. I'm trying to change it up. I'm trying to, like, I literally bring like so much. I bring like to work now. Like I'm bringing like 3 apples, 3 pears, 3 oranges, and I'm just trying to offset the hunger factor, because when I eat, bro, like I'm eating like a lot, and I think that goes from me basically like borderline binge eating because of my fast. I'm eating and eating and eating in 2 hours, and then I go to work and I come home and I don't eat until I wake up from like 12 to 2. I eat and then I fucking go to work. That was when I was working in the Valley. Now, working in LA, it's just like we fucking actually cherish each other and value each other at work, that everybody's bringing like fucking pastries and donuts and fucking candy like me or whatever the fuck, and it's like I'm getting a taste, like getting spoiled with the taste of the good life, and I'm not, I'm breaking my fast off of the strength of like I deserve this, I deserve to be happy, but at the same time I'm trying to like exercise discipline and be on a regimen that's like more conducive to my health long term, as well as like losing weight, because that's diet is number one and then exercise is number two. So I can't be like, oh, well, I want to fucking eat what I want and then on top of that not work out, especially if my back hurts. Like, obviously, my health is number one. I got to take care of my back, but also, too, I got to be eating clean and eating the things that will support a healthy lifestyle. So in the morning, we went to just this little fucking place that sold like little, like, it was cool. We had like, I got a chicken banh mi sandwich and a chicken salad and a salt and vinegar potato chips and a water. And then my mom, she got like a breakfast sandwich. Oh, and I got 2 bananas, and then my dad got like another water, right? That was $100 at the fucking airport. That shit was crazy, bro. And I was like borderline about to pay too, but like my pops is like me. He's one of those like, nah, like get the fuck out of here. Like, I got this shit. Don't even think you're gonna pay, bro. You get what I mean? Like this, like I didn't even think I was gonna, my pops got me my own room. That's like fucking crazy as fuck to me. Like, obviously I'm gonna want to like pay him back and stuff, but he like just does things, you know what I mean? And he's kind of been like that, like with all, not with all our trips, but like if it, like when my sister would come on our trips with us, it would be me and my sister in our own hotel room, and then my parents. This is the second time that we've done this. The last time was back in 2022 in October. We went to Cancun. That was an awesome trip. That was very life changing as well. When I went and experienced like where like the roots. Why'd I say it like that? The roots. That's fucking hilarious. The roots of our people. The fuck? I turned Arabic for a second on y'all. That's hilarious. The roots of our peoples. What is it? Yeah. So that was cool, and I stayed in my own hotel room at that point, but it was bigger, dog. Like it was like, we stayed like at a Ryu Palace. If you don't know what that is, that's just like fucking massive. Like I like there's no reason why we. Well, I mean, I get it, but that shit had like, fucking endless alcohol, like one of those. They had bottles and bottles of like Jose Cuervo and all kinds of liquor and shit. And I think that was when I had just started. I think I was a year sober or about to be a year sober. So I wasn't drinking, wasn't planning on drinking. The shower was really nice. I remember the shower it was one of those like where the shower is right over you, so the shit just falls. It's not like, it's doing a rainbow fucking shot on you. Pause. That shit had a bathtub, a nice sized TV, a big old dresser, a big bed. Then it had like a living room. I had a living room with like a little table with 2 chairs and a couch with a coffee table. And that shit I know had to have been at least like 300 a night, which is insane. And so that was a cool trip. And then that was right, they had its own private beach. Just that hotel was fucking amazing. Like, it was all inclusive. Like, you could fucking get like coffees on the house. They had just a whole bunch of shit, dog. Like a buffet. The buffet, I'm not gonna lie, was kind of mid. You know what I mean? I don't like buffets. Let's just keep it a stack. I don't like buffets for the simple fact that you're paying what you get. You get what you pay for, whatever the fuck, right? Like, if you spend like $10, no matter how much food you eat, it still feels like I spent $10 on this. You know what I mean? And I think those days are gone. Like, back when I was like a kid, a buffet was like $10 and you eat everything from fried chicken. Like, my whole thing was like always fried chicken, pizza, French fries, and then maybe like an ice cream or something like that. That was always like my go-to for like buffets when I was younger. But like a hometown buffet or something like that. And at this one, it was like they had like kind of the same shit like that. They had like a little pizza, like little oven, or like, those warmers. Like, they're not even ovens. They're just like to keep the food warm, like one of those shits. Like a big old toaster, really. Some cheap ass pizza, but they had a wide variety of like, you could get like, I think they're like raw juices or like they had a massive array of like different things, like just sushi and like fucking cuts of pork loin, brisket, chicken, plátanos, rice, beans, just a whole bunch of, I don't even remember like what I ate, but I remember I was trying to eat and stick to like my Weight Watchers. I still try to, but it's hard. Like, I ate way over my points today. I was eating like garbage. I was doing really good, clean, but then it's always the snacking. The snacking is what kills me, bro. Like, if I just don't snack and I stick to my meals, I'd fucking lose weight like nothing. But once I start seeing candy and chips and shit like that, it fucks everything up. That's why I'm trying to like introduce more fruit into my diet to kind of offset that, because I'll just fill myself up with like fucking fruit, and that kind of like, it doesn't make me hungry. But it's funny because I'll eat a bunch of fruit and I'll still be like, I could go for some chips, So it's just figuring that whole shit out. I don't really remember else for the buffet in Cancun, but that was a really nice hotel. This hotel is like super old school, and I really like it. It gives me like novela Casablanca vibes, you know what I mean? Just kind of like old school Mexico type shit, but it's still a nice hotel. It's still more modern. It's just not as big, but that's cool. Like, we're not here to fucking stay at the hotel. We're here to like go out and explore, and that's literally what we did today. As soon as as soon as we got on the plane, I fucking I knocked the fuck out, and I think I was asleep for like an hour and a half. Woke up, ate some chips, fell asleep again, and I woke up and it was like 40 minutes until we landed. And so I don't even know if I don't want to, you know what, this is hilarious, so I'm going to tell this story anyway, because I feel like, we don't, there's fun moments in the podcast, but like, it's story time is real, right? So I'm like, I just hate being in like fucking like airplanes and shit because you got no space. So I just get up and I use the restroom and I'm thinking I'm gonna drop a deuce, but I don't. I'm just like really bloated and I'm fucking like farting like a motherfucker in there. And I was like, you know what? We got 40 minutes of this flight. I'm just like, I don't got a shit. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna rub one out. So whatever. I'm beating off in the fucking bathroom pause, and we, as soon as like, I'm like getting there, it's like, attention everybody, the plane's about to land. I'm like, hell no, I'm gonna fucking bust one off before this shit lands. Pause. And but like I can't get there. I'm just like fucking, beating my shit like an A pause. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Like I'm just like, honestly, I could have railed a bitch all night and I would in the bathroom, and it wasn't gonna happen. You know what I mean? Because it was just, I don't know. I'm a sick fuck for this story. Anyway, as the plane is descending, we're hitting mad turbulence. So I'm over here like boom, boom, like, oh shit, what the fuck? And I'm like holding on to fucking like the walls and shit. But here I go, still trying to continue and fucking relieving myself, but that's not working, right? But then we hit like these crazy drops, like fucking boom and shit. And I'm like over here like sitting down, like what the fuck is going on? You know what I mean? And once the plane kind of like settles, a stewardess knocked on the door and was like, "Estás bien?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I fucking just get up and I go over back to my seat. And I was like, fuck it, whatever. I didn't get to experience any self-pleasure that I wanted to. But anyway, that's disgusting. So we land. And it takes forever. Like they're doing construction at this fucking airport too. So they had us like trapped, like a fucking. Once we get out, they didn't let us into like the main airport. Like we were stuck, kind of like like in the terminal type of shit. So we're just there, and they have us blocked off, and we waited probably like for a good 20 minutes, and we're like, what the fuck, like. And they're like, oh, like baggage. They're doing construction and baggage claim. And literally, as we're walking by, we're seeing people like the construction workers working on the airport. And in the baggage claim, like, how like it snakes around on that thing? What is it? Whatever, the carousel or whatever the fuck they call that shit. They were working on that shit. Thank God we were like one of the first people to get our luggage. I don't know how the fuck that happened. I don't know if my pops paid for like a premium. I doubt he did. But they called us. They were like, yo, fucking James. Fuck, I just said my own fucking name. God damn it. They were like, yo, it's Big Sur Bevel. And like, what amazing timing to like, we had an hour to eat to get on the plane. We fly, we come back, and then my dad's dropping a deuce. And when he's done, we get the luggage, we go out, and there is an insane amount of people like in the street, like the traffic, all that shit. And so we got we got a taxi. And I'm kind of cranky. I haven't really slept. And I'm like, dude, like, let's just fucking go. Like, I'm like just trying to go, you know what I mean? And my mom is like freaking the fuck out because they're protesting for something. They're always protesting right here in Mexico City for whatever. It could be farmers' rights. It could be the students. It could be fucking corruption. But they're gonna be there fucking protesting. And my mom fucking almost flipped out. And my pops is like, he's a Aquarius moon. So Aquarius moons is like, they really don't have like no real resentment. They're just like, okay, like fuck it, like what do you want me to do? It's like, it is what it is. I'm the same way. I'm a Gemini moon, but my mom's a Pisces moon. So it's like, everything is like super affects her super crazy and emotionally, you know what I mean? Never mind the fact that she's a fucking crazy girl, but you add that and it's like you fucking get a crazy girl with heavy emotions, you know? We get the taxi and I didn't know, but it took an hour and a half to get to here, like the hotel. And I think my pop said it was 14 miles away, but the traffic was insane. At the light, you waiting at the light, every light for like a fucking whole minute. And I'm like, no wonder it took an hour and a half just to go 14 fucking miles, because you goddamn you can't move for shit. We would have easily fucking got here in like 20 minutes using a scooter, because they have like the small, like they have like scooter lanes, like one ways. Like it's crazy how Mexico City is so much like New York, where it's like a gang of one ways going down. You got to take this one way all the way the fuck down, and then you know you got to shimmy out that shit if you want to make a left or whatever. So I'm sleeping in a van, and then we come here, we get our luggage or whatever, and then we go eat at this fucking awesome place. They had like a fucking bomb ass virgin pina colada that I had. I kind of don't want to say, I really don't want to say like where we're gonna go, where we went to and all that shit, just because like, you know, what if we come back and then fools be like, oh, like this is the spot or whatever. Like, I don't know, man. I just like super value my privacy, and I don't want nobody checking for me, looking for me. Like the people that they post like what hotel they're in or the location and all that shit. Like all you gotta know is I'm in Mexico City. Fuck where we stay. Fuck where we eat. You know, you couldn't if you end up finding me, fucking lucky you. But you ain't gonna to plan no whole trip to come fucking see me just because I posted some shit like Pop Smoke and then I get shot over my watch or whatever. Let me see. So we eat. It was super delicious. I got a chicken burrito and 2 al pastor tacos. Fire. And this happened at 26, but it happened again. God damn it, I said the fucking spot. But this happened at this one taqueria spot where I asked for a burrito, and dog, I don't know, like to me burritos don't automatically come with cheese, but I guess everybody else don't get the same memo. So this fucking, as soon as I get the burrito, I just look, I'm like, there's fucking cheese in this shit. You know what I mean? And I'm like, yo, is there cheese? And the lady's like, yeah, it's fucking cheese. And I'm like, can you fucking like take this off or give me another one? And they give it back to the chef, and he's like, no mames. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? Like, where are these fools from? And my pops the whole time, he wants to run with the fact that we're Mexican citizens. We're really not. But in his mind, we are. But in on paper, I guess we are, right? But we are from Mexicali, but it's super obvious that we're not. It's super obvious that we're fucking pochos. And my mom is the only real Mexican carrying this fucking Mexican division of assembled teams that we got over here. You know what I mean? It's super obvious. It's super obvious that we're not fucking Mexicans. Especially like, you know, me, but my dad too. And they're like, oh, like, you know, people are coming over here trying to sell us shit. And right away, people, you know, we're licking off money. Like, my pops is tipping. Who'd he tip for? He tipped the dude who took us to the shuttle from the airport. He tipped the guy that took us from the fucking airport to the hotel. Tipped the bellboy. Tipped the fucking who else? Whoever the fuck else. People were trying to sell us some shit. I don't think we ended up buying. And this other fucking chick, she brought us like some tamarindo candies that I love, like the chili mango chili tamarindo mangoes that are fucking bomb, chamoy or whatever. Those were delicious, and my pops got them for me. Gave the fucking the lady who was serving us a tip, and then I was looking at like the Nike stores. I looked up the Nike stores and I was like, oh shit, like maybe this could be the one. You know what I mean? Maybe we could find some good shit. And we go over to there's a Jordan. It's like it's a Nike store, but it has like a Jordan section, right? And so we go in there and they had the brick after bricks in there right next to the Toro Bravos. I said, wow, that's fucking crazy. They had the blue Jordan 11s. They had like all the fucking the shit that the Jordans that don't sell like in America, right? Like the outlet specials. But the brick after bricks, I looked and I was like, dude, what the fuck? I'm so glad I hit on the raffle because the Toro Bravos, they were asking for resale price. They were asking for 266. I look on StockX, they're 266. I said, I'm not gonna fucking buy these fours here, and then they come out on the 30th just to say I got them here, and then I already know they're gonna flop. People aren't gonna buy them. You know, there was barely hype for the brick after bricks. The original bricks were a smash hit, you know, and I feel like that's like one of the last big moments of like the sneaker culture. Like, was that shoe? I guess the highlights of 2025 would be like the Big Bubble Neon 95s, and just for the simple fact it was a big bubble. Maybe the pink foams, they're right there. But obviously number one is the bricks. Then we had, and it kind of drops off below that, but I'll say the first is the bricks. Then second would be the Awake 5s, which I wanted like a motherfucker. Black Cats, Undefeated 4s. Like there was actually a lot of heat. Like 25 had a lot of good shit. You know, we had the Navy SB4s. I just got those. A whole bunch of Black Cat 3s, you know, the fucking black metallic 5s. 2025 was a very, very strong year, and just like retros and whatever the fuck, right? This year is kind of been not good at all. Like I don't even like, you know, we're already gonna be in June, so like the first 6 months is like all we really had was like the brick after bricks, and those didn't even really make too much noise. It was just kind of like, all right, like, you know, this is like a fucking decent colorway. They're kind of like fire reds, but like, you know, in a different kind of color palette, but that's cool either way, you know? So I hit on those on sneakers. I didn't think I was. And you know what, man? The original bricks, I'm super pissed that I didn't get just because my card declined it. You know what I mean? I could have had those, but it is what it is. One day I'll have a pair of those. And I want a pair of like all red 4s. So I'm looking at the Toro Bravos and I'm like, I look at the bottom of the shoe and I'm like, these already got scuffs on them. There's no way the shoe's worth 266. And the more that I'm thinking about it, they're like, all right, we'll get you another pair. They gave me a clean pair and I just look and I'm like, nah, no gracias. Like, I don't want these. Because it just doesn't make sense. Because now I'm going to have to put them in my luggage. And then who knows what else we're going to fucking buy. It just didn't make sense. So right off the bat right there, I'm like, oh, I don't like this at all. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like these prices. The only thing I will say is like, they had their own like custom. You could custom make a Jordan 1 there. The thing with that is fully customizing a Jordan, you're walking out with like spending $300. First of all, I don't like Jordan 1s. And second of all, I'm not paying $300 for a fucking shoe. Like at this point, like, you know, I bought the Woo Dunk highs for $360. That was a super mistake, but I learned from it. That was like my introduction to the sneaker game, like for real. I'm trying to think of what really like all my shoes I buy like around $200. It has to be like a new shoe for me to drop like $250 on it. Like whether the La Ama 3s I got last year or just like whatever new like 4s or whatever comes out, like that'll be like the 250 mark, the brick after bricks. Those were like 250. What is it? So as I was leaving, my pops was like, "Hey, like there's like a different section of the store that I didn't even see because the Jordan section's kind of like closed off, but then they got the Nike section, which it's just super small. It's like kind of like just a room with like 3 levels, and all of it was hella expensive. They had one Jordan jacket that I did like over there, but I was like, you know what, bro? Like realistically, like I'm not like, it's a cool colorway and all that shit, but like, nah, I just don't see myself like buying a fucking jacket, you know, like I I don't know. I'd rather just stick to like North Face or something like that, or I don't know, man. Like who knows? I just didn't want to be there. Like once I saw the prices, I was like, nah, get the fuck out of here. And then I think the first level at the Nike store was mostly closed. The second level was like the runners, the running shoes. So they had, you know, obviously Pegasus 42s, Vomero 18s, Vomero premiums, Vomero pluses, and they had all cool colorways, but it wasn't shit that I haven't seen before. You know, I was just there like, oh, okay, like these are the colorways or whatever like that I saw. I could buy those now. My whole point of like trying to go over here was to like see like the exclusive shoes that they had. And so, and then Shocks too. I was looking at the Shocks. I want a pair of Shocks, but I should have just bought a pair, you know, back home to like, you know, just to get some like for cheap. Because I've seen some Shocks for like $100 or like just over $100. Our outlet store shit on like all 3 stores that we went to. We went to the Jordan, the Nike one, and what's crazy, bro, is on the 3rd level where they had like the lifestyles. Like they had cool Air Forces, nothing crazy though, but they had neon 95s, and I was like, dude, what the fuck? How the fuck are these still sitting over here? They had pink foams. They had shit that I was like, that's crazy. They wanted like $230 for a pair of Vomero 5s. I said, we getting out of here ASAP, bruh. We ain't spending no type of money here and shit like that. I was so offended at these prices. I was like, dude, first of all, the average Mexican can't even afford fucking Crocs. Second of all, why are they charging these prices? And my pops was like, oh, it's a tourist thing. Fuck a tourist shit, bruh. Like, this is a sucker's deal. Like, the fucking Nike stores here are equivalent to, like, the resale stores in America. Just fucking vulture prices, bro. And I'm like, I'm not with this shit at all. Like, as a matter of fact, I'll buy a pair of shoes to get sent to my house right now from StockX just to show you guys that y'all are on some bullshit. And so on the way there, we got some churros, which I guess Mexico City's known for. They're all right. There wasn't no crazy shit. It's just a regular fucking churro, bro. Nothing to fucking, you know, ride on a magic carpet for. Going to the fucking, they have like restrooms like just out there. Like you could pay like 8 pesos for like, which is 50 cents to use a restroom, which is crazy as fuck to me. And it's all a scam. Like none of the stores and shit, they have restrooms, but they have restroom businesses. What's crazy is I feel like going upstairs and going to the restroom, they had like a shrine like dedicated to, I think it's like a baby Shango there, or maybe a Legua, because there was like, they had like cigarettes and chocolates and candies and like a special like red candle. I think I took a picture of it. It was super crazy, bro. Just looking at that shit, like, oh, like these fools don't even be known. These fools ain't even be on like the Lukumi shit over here. Like everything over here is like the Saints, you know what I mean? But it's not connected to like Lukumi, but it is around. Like obviously, once you get to, I guess in all of Mexico, the occult is out there. But once you get to like the deeper parts of Mexico, especially like more in the south, then it becomes more the Maya, the spirits and all that shit. The Santissima is a little different over here in the south. And so that was tripping me out. And we were like, literally, it was so weird because they were selling like dildos and shit. And I wanted to take a picture, and they're like, nah, like you can't take photos. And I was like, all right, well, go fuck yourself with one of these dildos that you're selling. Came out, go to the other fucking Nike outlet store, and I was like disappointed because number one, the selection was dog shit. Number two, it was packed. It was a fucking madhouse. And number three, the prices were the same. I'm like, how can you guys sell a pair of like Air Max DNA at an outlet the same price as a Toro Bravo Jordan 4 down the street or whatever? It made no sense. The prices made 0 sense to me, which made me think that maybe they're like franchised or some shit like that. I saw a pair of yellow DNA8s, which I thought were cool, and then my mom found a pair of like black and yellow Shocks, which she liked. But I told my mom, like, dude, I just buy you 2 pairs of shoes. I'll buy you another pair of fucking shoes. Not here though. You know what I mean? And then my back started hurting, and we came over here, and I told my parents, I'm like, that's it. They wanted to walk more and shit. I said, that's it. I'm done for the day. Like, I'm tired. I haven't got any sleep. My back hurts. Fucking leave me here. You know what I mean? And I don't know where they went. I think they went back to the Jordan store because my dad took a picture and sent it to me of the Jordans that you know, I guess somebody was working on that they never finished or whatever. So I thought that was like really interesting. And that my pop sent me a picture, and then people at work are hitting me up. I'm like, man, fuck off, bro. Like, let me enjoy my vacation. I wanted to hit somebody up, but I was like, nah, like, you know, I want to enjoy my vacation. I just want to be unplugged from America right now. I don't want to, you know, be on social media. I don't want to be on none of that shit. I just want to enjoy vacation, enjoy the moment, enjoy the little things. And I think that's the message of the day, man, is like just staying present and staying in the moment. Cause like I get like hella anxiety, and I'm just thinking about the future, the past, or some shit like that. And it's like, for what? Like, you know, enjoy what you got now. And I think I did a really good job. I was just taking we took so many selfies and pictures today and all that shit. And we're going to have a full week ahead of us of pictures and videos, which, you know, I'm really going to enjoy doing. So that's, you know, me enjoying the present. So, you know, that's just the message of the day. Enjoy the present. Don't worry about any other bullshit like that. This is the God's Hour.
Best Max was the turnout of my lifestyle. Smoking green, blowing white clouds to build the blue skies. Conversating with the gods by my wildflower, to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower, to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower, to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower, to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Walk through the sands of times like Gara. On the other side of that gad is karma. You wet Prada, the devil like inside your box now, while the angels fly over my headstone.